This is the first student-led live broadcast in the nation, bringing you the best stories and sports since 1970. We are CHS Today.
Good morning, Spartan Nation, and welcome to today's newscast. I'm Layla.
And I'm Peyton. And now it's time for CHS Today.
In world news, the hantavirus has infected a cruise ship. The operator of the cruise says that at least 29 living passengers left the ship and went home after the death of the first passenger on board before they knew anything about the outbreak. An international team of scientists is working to create a vaccine against the hantavirus. 3 people have already died from the outbreak, and multiple others were infected on board the cruise ship. The virus is extremely life-threatening. It is transmitted through breathing in contaminated dust from rodent waste, saliva, or urine. It starts with flu-like symptoms before rapidly progressing to lung or heart failure.
In national news, a bear injured 2 hikers on a trail at Yellowstone National Park this week, prompting closures of some areas. The National Park Service said in a statement that the hikers were injured Monday by 1 or more bears and that the attack was under investigation. More details were not immediately released Tuesday. The attack happened on Mystic Falls Trail near the ever-popular Old Faithful geyser in Wyoming. In a video recorded by Craig Lehrman, another hiker, a man, can be seen lying on the ground with apparent facial injuries and wearing a blood-soaked shirt. Another video shows someone on the ground being helped, and another shows someone being airlifted. It was the first time a bear has injured someone in Yellowstone National Park this year. The last time someone was injured was in September, but it has been over a decade since a bear killed someone in the park.
Last Thursday, the juniors and seniors watched a mock accident. Cordell Escobar was on the scene with more.
I'm Cordell Escobar, live at Connersville High School, and as you can see, the mock accident scenario is about to commence. It's actually going to happen in about like 10 minutes, and the whole purpose of this is to spread awareness about distracted and drunk driving as juniors and seniors are about to be going to prom, and it is also giving a chance for EMS to practice a car crash scene. All right, so I am here with Mrs. Flum.
Hi, I'm Miss Flum.
Now, what exactly did you guys do in preparation for the whole mock accident scene?
Yeah, so can I take your mic?
Yeah, don't worry.
So this has been something that's been in the works for at least 6 months. An idea kind of started last year. It takes a lot of coordination between our local emergency management, police, fire, EMS, Lifeline, or the Lifeline helicopter. All of the entities have worked together to coordinate their training piece that is part of this. And then from the school side, logistically, we've been working a couple months to make sure that, one, student safety is priority, that communication has gone out to the appropriate parties, and then also that we're providing an experience for students to witness a mock accident, something that could realistically happen, but in a controlled, safe environment for educational purposes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so now that the scene is over, how do you feel like, as a student yourself, how do you feel like this impacts students' lives?
Well, it definitely is a memo for kids to stop being distracted while driving, especially since all of us are getting our license. This is impacted for juniors and seniors as we're getting our license and going around. We definitely should be more aware of what we are doing as new drivers, especially since we are more likely to be in crashes.
All right, thank you. I'm with Levi Marshalik, who I know is going to prom. So Levi, how did this make you feel?
Helped me kind of realize the implications that come with distracted and drunk driving, and I think that if somebody maybe had a couple drinks or was talking about texting somebody, I think I'd either advise them not to and try to convince them to stay and like get them a different ride, and it'll definitely help me not make any dumb decisions on that night.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, so the scene has just ended, and you can see our cars from earlier, which are now practically just completely ripped open as they had to save the actors on the set here. And they had all of the emergency services, fire department, police, everybody just walking around, showing up, doing their parts as their own part of training. Even the Lifeline helicopter showed up, and they practiced all the stuff that they needed to do. And now that we're wrapping up, students, make sure that you have fun at prom or any other part where you're driving in your life, seniors and juniors, that is. And not only make sure to have fun, but be safe.
There's a sophomore council meeting today for impact in Mrs. Heisel's classroom.
Freshmen, don't forget to fill out the Google Form interest survey in your email. Please take a few minutes to answer the questions by next Friday.
The CHS junior class will be hosting a pickleball tournament to help raise money for their class. The tournament will be Sunday, May 24th at 1 p.m. at Roberts Park. Secure your spot today. The cost for a team of 2 is $40. Teams will be responsible for their own equipment. To register, text code CHS 2027 to 234-324-3332. If you have any questions, please talk to Mrs. Houston.
The choir concert is this Friday in the auditorium starting at 7. Please make sure to show up and support the choir program in their final performance of the year.
Yesterday was Spartan Service Day. Let's take a look at all we did.
Hope everyone had fun yesterday. We hope everyone had fun yesterday.
Keep our community clean.
On this day in 1663, the Theatre Royal in Bridges Street, now famously known as the Theatre Royal Drury Lane, officially opened its door in London. Built by dramatist Thomas Killigrew under a royal patent from King Charles II, it became one of the only 2 licensed theaters in London and the oldest theater site in the city still in use. The first performance was of the play The Humorous Lieutenant by playwrights Beaumont and Fletcher. This event marked a significant moment in the English Restoration period, which saw the reopening of theaters and the revival of dramatic arts after they had been banned by the Puritan regime.
Lunch for tomorrow is a pepperoni pizza pasta bake served with a garlic breadstick. Other options will include a classic American cheeseburger with tater tots or a classic cheese pizza.
Yo, Cordell, does Tom know the weather?
Guys, I don't know if Tom knows the weather, but I do know that he loves Italian blood sausage. Looking at our 14-hour forecast, at 7 p.m., the clouds are going to be out 57 degrees. And it's still going to be cloudy overnight, and at 7 a.m., the sun will come back out at 47 degrees. Looking at our 3-day, for Friday, it's going to be rainy with a high of 64 and a low of 52. Saturday, sun's going to be out, and some clouds are going to be out, high 73, low 50. And on Sunday, rain's going to be coming back, high 59, low 43. That's all for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Cordell.
Now over to Ella with our Sporting Nation Sports.
Thanks, guys. Sports action for today is boys varsity golf at home against Newcastle at 5, girls varsity tennis at home against Lawrenceburg at 5, boys varsity baseball at home against Rushville at 5:30, and girls varsity softball at home against Rushville at 5:30. Girls JV softball also plays against Rushville at 7 p.m. Sports action for tomorrow is boys golf at home against North Decatur at 5 p.m. and girls JV tennis at home against Blue River Valley. Girls varsity softball also plays away at Pendleton Heights, and boys varsity baseball plays New Pal away at 6. Boys and girls track and field competes in the Cougar Chase Invitational tomorrow at Greenfield Central at 5:30. That's all for sports. Now back to the desk for birthdays.
Thanks, Ella.
Birthdays for today are Alex Sweet and Carlos Sanchez Hernandez.
Birthdays for tomorrow are Davron Gray and Lila Kinman. Happy birthday.
I'm Layla C.
I'm Peyton.
I'm Ella.
And I'm Cordell.
And that's all for CHS Today.